Yeah, we'll start with that.
Hi, I have a question for Natasha. Just right here. For most of the first three quarters, you guys looked very out of sync and out of sorts as a team, but then you had that big run at the end of the third and obviously won the game. Was it complacency or just like, why do you think you guys were out of sorts, and what led to that third quarter surge?
I don't think there's a complacency on this team. I just think that there has to be an attention to detail. From the moment that we tip off on the defensive end, we have to bring it. We have to be able to throw the first punch. And so, we started slow today, obviously. Lord. We started slow, obviously, today. So we got to figure it out within our locker room. And that's something that we talked about at halftime. Just having the accountability at halftime of, like, we got to turn our defense up and allow our offense to come from our defense. At halftime, we still have 15 more shots than them, so offense clearly wasn't the issue. It was just strictly our defense. So we locked in. We started getting stops consistently in a row. Izzy came off the bench and made a huge steal for us, really just changed the momentum of the game. I mean, I couldn't even hear the foul called on that and one. So and big shots by KB, Leo down the stretch, just everyone kind of locked in at that middle of that third, and then it was our game from there.
Check.
That was a really long answer.
Shit.
That's good. It was perfect. No more questions. Thank you.
Yeah, she got jokes.
So many jokes today. I got jokes every day.
She does.
But a bunch.
She does.
I mean, pregame. Worked out that I'm funny? Yeah. No, I know you're funny.
She's a hoop.
Anyway, from her mouth.
Kennedy, for you. The team shot around, I think it was 35% going into halftime, and then in the second half, you all shot over 50%. I'm just curious what you think helped get the offense going and you know, get the ball in the hole in that second half.
It was definitely our defense. I felt like once we were in sync on defense, once we were moving, helping each other on the defensive side, like our offense just came easy, and that's why we made that big run. And like once offensively, we move the ball. Everyone touches the ball. That's when we get a really good shot. When we go to the second side, third side, it's beautiful basketball, honestly. And I think that's what was the difference tonight. So, yeah.
And Sandy, for you, I'm just curious why Niara didn't. I don't think she played in the second half, and you know, it also seemed like it took a long time for Marine to come back on the floor. Just curious, is everything okay with both of them?
Yeah, no, I mean, just matchups. No, Niara hasn't played for a little bit, so trained. So it was more, let's give her a look what she looks like, and I just thought went with what we thought we needed to win. It was a must-win game, and Izzy gave us bigger minutes, so we honed in on that. You know, Marine, she played for 12 minutes, but when they're big at the three, it's really hard to go three smalls. And when we want to switch. So, look, you know, that's going to happen from time to time. Those players just need to stay ready because they're important with what we want to do as we move forward.
Everyone, congrats on the win. Tosh, you had 11 points in that third quarter. Obviously, that was the big turnaround. But the third quarter's kind of just been this enigma, this kind of for this team. Mm-hmm. Is it more important that this happened in the third quarter to kind of maybe just throw that third quarter nonsense away?
Sorry, can you rephrase your question? I'm not sure how to answer it. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Good. So the third quarter's kind of been the enigma of this team, right? Okay. So the fact that this happened in the third quarter, does that make it more important moving forward?
No, I want that shit to happen in the first quarter. So that's kudos to us because we're growing in that third quarter where we're not having lulls for as long period of time. But again, we have to focus on starting the games, how we started, or even midway through the third quarter. We have to figure out how to harness that in the first quarter to get ourselves locked in on the defensive end and allowing our defense to bring our offense. But yeah, we're happy to win today. It feels good to be back home at Barclays. So all in all, this is a good win for us.
Thank you. Just a question for Sandy. Obviously, more transition points and offense coming from defense in the second half. But in the half court, was the difference just making threes? I think you shot like 20% from three in the first half.
Yeah, we missed a lot of threes, layups in the first half. Yeah, we missed a lot at the rim. Typically, we make those. If they go in. You build a little bit of confidence, don't you? Things are going well. I think their switching bothered us we didn't move the ball. So it's more like we got to move the ball and cut hard and not just play for the switch, because that's how we could create openings and making shots. We missed some shots, and that's a part of it. So it was more about getting the physicality back defensively and then running out of that. And then obviously very intentional what plays I called when it was a walk-up and who we wanted to attack. And Tash was a big reason for that. And Sabrina got going. It was a pretty tough first half for her and pretty tough start of the third too. But she got going, and that's what we need from her. You need your best players, playing well every game.
Sandy, you called this a must-win game, and I know that obviously the road trip didn't go the way that you wanted to, but this is like an early July game. I guess just why was it so important for you guys to win today?
Well, it's just building confidence. You know what I mean? You lose a few, and then not like must win. We want to win all of the games, so they're all must wins. It doesn't mean we'll win them all. I'm pretty realistic in that regard. But coming off 2 tough ones, we're integrating Leo back into it. We're forever changing our lineups, and we're hard to find all this chemistry because we're moving in and out and matchups and who's going with that. It must win in terms of. I was proud of just how we responded. We got down big. And we weren't playing good. We're doing silly things, We just got back to being silly and not assertive. Once we turned to defense, and they take great pride in what they're doing, the communication went to another level. We took away the easy stuff and found some momentum, and that's what that helped us.
Hey, Tosh.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you about Kennedy because after tonight, she's up
Still my
to
favorite question. What you want though?
she's up to 52% now on the year from 3.
Boy,
And starting at the
put
4
her in
for
the
you guys.
3-point shooting contest at All-Star, okay?
Just as a facilitator for this team, having a shooter like Kennedy on a nightly basis, how does that affect your job?
It makes my job a lot easier. And I get to shoot with KB every day. We're in our shooting group, me, her, and Jay. And it's just an accountability group, too. I think it's a safe space for us to kind of like talk about, like even when I was struggling from the 3, like KB was so confident in me, and KB has been so solid from the 3, and I've continued to be confident in her. But it always makes your job a lot easier as a point guard when you have weapons around you and when you have confident players. And KB's not just a 3-point shooter. I mean, she's like a total package on both ends of the floor. So to have her as one of my teammates on both ends of the floor, it really does make my job a lot easier. I love KB.
Kennedy, I have a quick follow-up to that because we were kind of like, should we ask this question or not? But there was a moment in the game you hit a 3 and then you kind of pointed at someone in the crowd.
I did.
What was that moment?
Spicy. Let me explain it. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. So basically, I was just sitting in the corner. There was a fan in the crowd. He was like, "You gonna hit this one?" Basically, that was it. And then there were multiple people that were saying that like get ready to shoot it 2-2. And when the ball came to me, I just shot it and I just pointed at the crowd and I was like, that was because of you. And I feel like the crowd plays a huge part in my confidence as well. Not only my teammates, but like just Barclays atmosphere, So to have that behind us is amazing.
Right.
Hi, everybody. For Sandy, Izzy gave you guys another good run tonight. Just what stood out the most to you about her recent play over the past 2 weeks?
Just her confidence and coming out and doing what she does best. She's a big post player. She competes. Hamby, they beat us on some post-ups with Hamby. So it's just getting a bigger body on her. She's a good screener. She's a great roller. And we needed that. We needed to get some rim attack. And even if it was rolling, it was more to suck defense in. And she got some wide open looks out of it. So they had to guard her. So, and that opens up for everybody else. And then she got that steal, obviously, in the runaway. So it's always staying ready. That's what I love about Izzy. I think, we get more, she gets more comfortable and obviously we trust her and she goes out and just plays.
Hey, team, great win. Hey, Tosh, how you doing? How you doing, KB? Tosh, this marks your 16th career 20-point game. Your back-to-back consecutive. What's clicking for you offensively? And 2, I just wanted to ask KB, how important would it be for you to actually compete in the 3-point shootout this year?
Put it out there. Everyone start tweeting it now.
I wrote about it already. I hope it happens.
Ooh, you want to go?
Who's the best percentage, huh? I mean,
yeah.
Oh, wouldn't she be that?
Yeah. Period. Why wouldn't she be?
Honey.
I know y'all love it, us.
the attachment to your offense and the match better 2 weeks like this?
I think if I'm being like accountable for myself, I was really disappointed for about 5 games of my play. Understanding of the role that I play, of just being able to get 2 feet in the paint. And so in Phoenix, me and Coach had a nice little sit down in the morning, and it was just a good conversation about us getting on the same page and about her confidence in me as a player and as a point guard. And when you feel that safeness here in a coach and someone that you can depend on, and understanding that this team needs you, it's just easier for me to lock in. So just holding myself accountable. I want to play at this elite level. I prayed for the fire that I'm sometimes going through, but just understanding who I am and remaining confident in that. But all of my teammates also pour into me a lot of times too. And so that always makes my job a lot easier when it's just like I get to go out and play and be free.
So,
Yeah. Talk about a 3-point shooting contest.
Yes. I don't know. Honestly, I just want to play. I mean, if being part of All-Star is something that I really want to, I don't know.
Advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself.
That's something that I really have to think about. But like, I don't know. I just want to play, honestly. Just be the best player for my teammates, be a good teammate. So, I mean, that's not something that I'm really focused on. I just want to focus on taking it day by day, staying present. So,
Pressure on you.
thank you. I appreciate you.
Hello, all. Congrats on the win. Coach, you spoke during the pregame about how you wanted to see more physicality and grit tonight. How did that manifest tonight? What did you see and what did you like? And how did the team basically live up to, as Tosh would say, its dog identity?
It's a moments, particularly, obviously when we got down and we came back out, I think we lifted up our intensity there and had some urgency. We had some moments throughout the game, but like in the start when we had, they had layups because our Mig wasn't in spot, our low man wasn't in the position where we need to be. And that's, everyone has to be disciplined on defense and it starts on the ball. And it still started on the ball, but there's positionings behind it. So I think we found it. I think we found it. It's not always going to be perfect, but we just got to compete and communicate and, learn on the fly at times too with what they were doing. So I thought, started with her and having Leo back, that certainly helps us as well too. So we got to keep building on it because that's how you win, is when you're the best defensive team.
appreciate that, man. It's like, congrats on his kid.
Ladies, congratulations on the win. Coach, you mentioned Leo just now for 37 minutes. Statistically, it's, a couple of points, no field goals. Then she hits a three-pointer, and then the next possession strips Kelsey Plum. Ball goes all out of bounds off of Kelsey Plum. Does that epitomize the player that Leonie is?
Yeah. She just does all those things, hey?
Mm-hmm. I miss.
She's amazing. So, and we love having her back. And she hasn't played with us for a little bit, so there's a little bit of that rhythm, getting her legs back under her after having a busy Eurobasket schedule. Mm-hmm. We had to tell her to shoot a little bit more at the halftime. We have to remind her she's given up shots. We don't want her to give up shots. She gave us some up, a few more. But she was wide open there, and that was a big 3 for us. She's always dependable on the defensive side, but we want her to be more aggressive on the offense, and not just about threes, but also in DHOs and coming off, with the ball in her hands and attacking downhill or pulling up for threes. So we'll keep growing on that part of the game, but so happy to have her back.
Face the happen.
This question is for Natasha. Since 2020, you now have the 4th most overall Liberty games of 20 points and 5 assists. Although you've been here for a short time, for you to start building a part of your legacy here in New York, how does it make you feel? And ultimately, what do you want your legacy in New York to be once it's all said and done?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, every day that I get to come out and play is a blessing. I am a vessel in a lot of ways of a lot of other things that are really important to me and what I'm passionate about and what I think God's purpose is for my life. But to be able to just continue to play at an elite level as an underdog, as a second-round draft pick, as a player that's always been kind of, she's good, but she's not good enough. It's just proving to myself, representing my family, and understanding that, it really does matter to me wearing Liberty across my chest and how we come out every single night and play for these fans. We don't know if it's their first game, their second game. They could have been season ticket holders for years, but they deserve our very best every single night when we step out on that floor. So So I think Tim Tebow said something like similar to this when he finished at Florida, but he said, if like all I ever do is win, that's not enough. I want people to know that every time that I stepped out on that court, that I gave everything that I had, that I cared about on and off the court, and I really cared about this community.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.